Hey guys, today we have some lumber storage that I need to make because I have a problem. I like to hang on to all my scrap lumber. Here's some more, and some more. And it's all over the shop, and I can't get to it, so I gotta move everything out of the way, because this is where the new lumber rack is going. I designed this lumber rack in SketchUp. It's one of the first successes I've had with SketchUp. It's been kind of frustrating, which is kind of weird because I used AutoCAD in high school, so I thought it'd be a little easier to get back into, but I guess it's been over 10 years since I've used that, so I wouldn't be able to use that if I tried anyway. But I'm getting better at SketchUp, so hopefully I'll be able to use it for more projects because it just made it really easy to use and get all the dimensions from the project instead of having to come up with it all myself. And then having all those dimensions, I can make a cut list and just cut everything in one go. Well, it's not actually in one go. You can't really tell, but it's super hot right now. So I go out and work for a little bit and then come back in and cool down. And then go back out again and repeat until everything's finished. I find I get more work done that way than trying to do it all in one go and just sweating like crazy. This is a new to me radial arm saw, and one of the reasons why I'm rearranging some of the stuff in the shop here and trying to get it more organized. It's just really nice to be able to use instead of trying to make all these cuts on the table saw. As you can see, there's just a lot of cuts here. And then I used a doweling jig to put together the bottom frame of the rack because I was going to use pocket screws for the rest of the project and I didn't want to screw into another screw accidentally. So this way if I hit a joint made with a dowel, it's not going to bother anything because it's wood. Adjusting the depth stop on the drill so I can just drill half of the length of a dowel. And those little pins, the little metal pins, you put those in case you don't know, you put those in the dowel holes you've drilled, put your other piece on it, and then it tells you where to drill the next holes for your dowels and they line up just perfectly. This is when my son comes in and decides to make everyone motion sickness, so sorry for that. Some more dowels. The bottom frame's almost finished. There's a hammer like right above me on the workbench, but I was too lazy. I have to just use whatever I can find. Couple more dowel holes, and then the frame should be, the bottom of the frame should be finished. I decided to go with 1x2 furring strips because I wanted to maximize the amount of space that I would have, and these are a lot smaller than 2x4s obviously, and I would lose all that storage space if I used 2x4s. These are also really cheap, so it only cost me like, they're like 88 cents, so it was like $25 for all the 1x2s for this project. And that's the bottom frame finished. And here's a lot of pocket holes to drill. I used about a little over 2 packs of pocket screws, so that's 100 in each, so it's a little over 200 pocket screws in this whole build. A lot of pocket holes to drill. This is the beginning of one of the frames that will become the side of where I will hold plywood or other really tall pieces. I didn't want to store them upright, but I don't really have any other choice because I don't have a lot of room for storage, and I never have whole sheets of plywood. If I buy plywood, it's for a specific purpose, and I use it and cut it up right away. This is just for leftover scraps of plywood and longer boards, but mostly all my scraps are smaller pieces of wood that I needed to get more organized so I could actually see what I have and not have to go out and buy more. So this part is one of 3 parts. There's going to be 3 of this exact same piece, but I want to show all those. This piece is one for the shelving for the smaller parts of leftover wood. There's going to be 2 of these pieces, and you'll see how it comes together in a minute. I forgot to drill the pocket hole screws on these pieces before I put them all together, which made it kind of hard to do afterwards, especially with the bigger 3 pieces. There's the first of those 3 parts that I built that are exactly the same. Drilling some more pocket holes. These are going to connect the 3 walls of the large storage area. After this, I didn't clamp it anymore because I really didn't care. It was hard, and I really didn't care if it went in the exact spot I wanted it to. So I just let it drill or screw in wherever it wanted. Close enough was fine with this because it's just a shop project. It's not a piece of furniture. I forgot on my plans to include this little strip in the middle here, so I just cut a piece and put it in there. Not sure why I didn't think of that. So that's 2 walls, and then there'll be one more after this, and that creates 2 areas to hold the larger scrap material. It seems pretty flimsy here, but I actually screwed it into that back wall, and after it was all put together, it's not flimsy at all, and it holds everything great. Now some pieces to go on top for some more stability. And then I didn't measure this piece, and you can see it's not where it's supposed to be. So I have to come back, and I saw that and I was like, oh. So I took it out and moved it to where it's supposed to be. That's why I didn't use glue on the rest of these. In case I want to reconfigure this later or add parts or take it apart again, I can just unscrew everything. It's not glued. I could barely fit in between these pieces. I didn't think about that. And it was really difficult, but I got in there. And more pocket holes. These are all for the shelf area of the storage rack. I was trying to keep this fairly level because this is what the shelves were going to rest on. I kind of wanted them to be in the right spot. So I did my best to keep them on the line. A new day, I forgot to put the doggy door insert in there, so there's a lot of light to the right side of the screen. Again, I have to get these pieces level so I don't have wood falling off the shelves. And just attaching it to the bottom frame. And one more set of shelves. The shelves on the left are 12 inches apart, and the shelves on the right are going to be 16 inches apart. Which helps because I don't have to put pocket screws in the same place, which wouldn't really work. And if I have bigger groups of things, I can put them on the right side. Now I'm using an old tabletop from my grandma's craft room to make up the shelves. I didn't want to cut this up really, but I didn't have anything else, and I didn't want to spend any money and then just store this piece in case I put it back together, which I don't know if I would. So I'm just nailing the shelves into place. And then some pieces on top for a nice long shelf. And then I had an old MDF, well, not an MDF, but an old bookcase pieces. I just use those for the top. Time to fill it up. I still haven't gotten all of the wood into here, so it's going to end up a bit more full than it does. And then my son comes in again. I didn't realize he was doing all this. He wants his own YouTube channel, but gaming channel, but we won't let him. I pretty much sorted everything by what kind of dimensions it was, and all the 2x2s are in one spot, 1x2s, then some lumber and plywood all together. And here's the before and the after. Thanks for watching.